Hi everyone, my name is Erin and today we're going to talk about the difference between call-out culture and cancel culture. So call-out culture is a response to a social transgression, typically that someone has committed online, that needs to be addressed or called out. This is a call for whoever has transgressed to recognize their mistake and learn from their behavior, for them to become better educated in whichever area they've made a mistake in. An important element of call-out culture is that it comes from a space of reform. We all make mistakes and we all can do better. That's the real aim of calling someone out. So let's take a recent example. Halle Berry is a cisgender actress who was recently considering a role as a trans character. This is problematic for several reasons, but one is that when cis people take trans roles, it discredits the trans community. It plays into this idea that trans men aren't really men, they're just women who dress up. So after Halle Berry was called out, she responded, and here's a part of her reply. As a cisgender woman, I now understand that I should not have considered this role, and the transgender community should undeniably have the opportunity to tell their own stories. I'm grateful for the guidance and critical conversation over the last few days, and I will continue to listen, educate, and learn from this mistake. This is the anticipated result of call-out culture. This is what we want. Halle Berry acknowledged her mistake, learned from it, and changed her behavior. She's doing the work to become a better ally. She's also owning the fact that she made an error, rather than denying or deflecting that she did anything wrong. We all make mistakes sometimes, and this is the reaction we should have. By being open to critique, we can have a productive dialogue, one where we all grow and are better for it. Also important here is that if she hadn't been called out, she likely would be further considering this role, one that she now realizes that she shouldn't even have been considered for in the first place. This is an example of call-out culture working as it should. So cancel culture is similar, but importantly different from call-out culture. While call-out culture comes more from a place of reform and restoration, cancel culture is more aimed at retribution or punishment. So let's again think about the Halle Berry case. If we were engaging in cancel culture, we wouldn't accept her apology. She would have already been cancelled. This means that we would no longer follow her online, consume her content, watch her movies, and so on. Our response to her mistake would be to ostracize her rather than engage in further dialogue. Now, I want to clarify. This isn't to say that either of these cultures is always the right way to respond. It really depends on the severity of the transgression and how the transgressor reacts to being called out in the first place. One way to draw this distinction is to look at another recent example. J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, was also called out by the trans and allied community for her beliefs about trans people. Over and over, she digs her heels in deeper and continues to hurt trans people with her comments. Unlike Halle Berry, Rowling has showed no remorse for her behavior. This is why some people have called for us to cancel J.K. Rowling. Because she hasn't recognized her mistakes and hasn't changed her behavior, we should unfollow her on Twitter, stop buying her books, and so on. So there's one more element to this that I want to discuss here, which is the broader question of who we should be directing these cultures toward. Cancel culture is often best directed at people with large spheres of influence because it can help prevent their harmful messages from spreading to more people. It undermines some of their influence. This can be seen with people like Harvey Weinstein or R. Kelly. When we cancel people like this that have caused immense harm, it spreads the message that we will stand up against this injustice, thereby canceling it. But again, these are the same privileged people that are most protected from cancel culture, and we should be careful about directing cancellation towards everyday, marginalized people. If everything turned out just as we wanted it to with respect to a particular person and their transgression, what would that look like? Sometimes it might be cancel culture, and other times it might be enough to just be called out. Imagine you have a toxic friendship. It's not like the first time they say something terrible to you that you're immediately no longer friends. But if it happens time and time again and they show no signs of stopping or reforming their behavior, there may come a time when it's best to cut ties. Again, all of us make mistakes. The difference lies in the severity of the mistake and how we react to being called out for it. So that's the difference from my perspective between cancel culture and call-out culture. If you found this video helpful or informative, please feel free to like and share or follow our page at 78hundred.clothing. Have a great day. Cheers.